to another video. Now today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be diving into the League 2 table predictions. Now League 2 I'm not too familiar with since Coventry had been promoted from there a couple of seasons ago, but I still have a little bit of knowledge and I thought it'd be fun to predict the League 2 table. And I'll tell you right now, this is a tough league to predict. I've done the Championship, the Premier League, League 1, and I thought they were tough. This league is so hard to predict, and let me tell you, this is the toughest League 2 has been for years. I mean, you've got big teams in here like Bolton Wanderers, you've got Salford City, you've got Tranmere Rovers, you've got some real competitiveness in this division. But let's dive straight into it with alphabetically, starting with Barrow. Now, Barrow won the National League last season. They were really good, deserved to win, and they're into League 2 now, and the big question is, do I think they'll stay up? Yes, I do. I've put Barrow to finish 20th. I think Barrow are a decent team. They might struggle a little bit when they start, but I think they're going to be good enough to stay up. Barrow, I'll put you 20th. Now the next team, if we're going alphabetically, is Bolton Wanderers, who came down from League 1 after a really poor season last year, but it wasn't really their fault. They did start with -12, they did start with their academy at the start of the season, so they were always going to get relegated, but now they are a really big team in this division. I think Bolton are going to do really well. I've put Bolton to finish 3rd in League 2, so that will be going up. 3 teams go up automatically, 4 teams finish in the playoffs, so that means 4 go up altogether, and I think Bolton are going to go up in 3rd place. They are going to be the big team. Everyone's going to really get excited when they come up against Bolton because they are a big team in this division, and I think they're going to come straight back up, 3rd place for Bolton. Now the next team is Bradford City in this division, and another big team in this division actually, Bradford City. They are a big club, they've played in the Premier League. That was, you know, only 20 years ago when they were in the Premier League. They're a big team. They were in the League Cup final only 7 years ago, and I think they're going to do quite well this season. I think they finished 8th or 9th last season. They were quite good, just outside the playoffs, but this season they're going to finish in the playoffs. 7th place for Bradford City. Good luck to them. Now the next team in this division is Cambridge United. They did okay last season. They finished 16th in League 2, and I've put them exactly there again. I've gone for 16th for Cambridge United. Obviously they could finish a little bit higher, a little bit lower, but I think it was a safe bet to put them roughly where they were last season. Cambridge United 16th. Now the next team is Carlisle United, who finished 18th in League 2 last season. A decent club, yeah, a pretty good club for this division, Carlisle United. Obviously it's way up, it's one of the most northern clubs in the country, but I quite like Carlisle United. They finished 18th last season. I think they're going to do a little bit better this season. 15th, so mid-table, but they're a decent club. It'd be nice to see them push on and get back into League 1, but I've put them 15th for next season. Now the next team is Cheltenham Town, who finished 4th last season and crashed out in the playoffs to Northampton Town, I think, in the semi-finals of the playoffs. They're a really well organised team. They're quite a small club for this division, but they always do so well, and I think they're going to do the same next season. I think they're going to finish 4th, but I do think they're really going to challenge for the automatics. They could definitely get into the automatics. They've shown how capable they are, but I've put Cheltenham to finish 4th. Now the next team is Colchester United, who finished in the playoffs as well last season. A very decent team, well organised. They also lost in the playoff semi-finals. They crashed out to Exeter City. They finished 5th or 6th last season. I think they're going to be a little bit lower this season. I've put them to finish 11th, but definitely capable of getting into that top 7, but 11th for Colchester. Now next up is Crawley Town, who had an okay season last season. I think they were just below mid-table, maybe 13th or 14th, I can't remember off the top of my head. I think they're a decent club, but I do think they're actually going to struggle next season. Obviously, I could be completely wrong, but I think they're going to be in a bit of a relegation dogfight. I'm going to put them 22nd, so they'll just stay up. But I think they might have a poor season, so we'll see if that happens, but I've put them 22nd. Now next up is one of the strongest teams in this division, Exeter City. They are always strong in this division. They always get in the playoffs. You know, I think 3 of the last 4 seasons they've lost the playoff final. Correct me if I'm wrong, Blackpool, they lost to Coventry City, and then last season they lost to Northampton Town in the playoff final. So they're a really unlucky club, but next season I think they're going to get it right. I think they're going to come 2nd in the division. Really solid season I predict for them, 2nd place. Now the next team is Forest Green Rovers, another solid team in this division. I think they had a fairly solid season last season, and I think they're going to be quite good. They're going to challenge for the playoffs, but they're just going to miss out in my opinion. 8th place for Forest Green Rovers. Now next up is Grimsby Town, a decent club in this division. They've got quite good fans actually, Grimsby, so shout out to their fans. I think they're going to struggle this season though. I think they're going to be in a relegation dogfight. They're an okay club. I just think they're gonna struggle. I think they'll just stay up there. I put them to finish 21st. Obviously, they could prove me wrong and finish a bit higher than that, but I put Grimsby to finish 21st. Now, next up is Harrogate Town, a really small club for this division. Congratulations for them getting into this division. You know, they're going to hold their own, in my opinion. I think they're going to have a decent season. I think Harrogate Town are actually going to finish mid-table. I've put Harrogate Town 14th, so good luck to them. Like I said, small club, but good luck to them. 14th place. Now, next up is Leyton Orient, one of my favourite clubs in this division. I just love Leyton Orient. They're a club with history. I've got a soft spot for London clubs. I don't know why. I also have a soft spot for what they went through in recent years. They're a club with great tradition, great history, great fans as well. I'm predicting mid-table for them, 13th place for Leyton Orient. But I'd love to see them get promoted. I'd love to see Leyton Orient in that top 7. But I put them mid-table. Now, next up is Mansfield Town, a team that really surprised me last season by how poor they were. They were really solid the season before last, and I think the season before that as well. But last season they actually finished 21st, so they had a really poor season. This season I think they're going to improve. I think they're going to be in the top 7. I've put Mansfield Town in 5th place, so I think they're going to have a good season, and good luck to them. Now, next up is Morecambe Football Club. They play at the Globe Arena. They've got decent fans, you know. They're not a bad team. They're just always struggling in this division. I think they're going to struggle this season as well. In fact, I think they're going to get relegated. I've put Morecambe to finish 23rd. Obviously, they could prove me wrong. This is just my opinion. I think they're going to just fall down this season. But yeah, I think Morecambe just don't have enough to stay up this season. 23rd place. Now, next up is Newport County, who finished 14th last season. Not too bad, but I think they're a team that could do better than that. In fact, I've predicted them to do better than that. I've put Newport to finish 10th this season, so they're going to get into that top 10. Very capable of getting into that top 7. I think League 2 is very open this year. I think there's so many teams that could get into that top 7. But I think Newport are going to finish 10th. Newport, for me, I really like them. I think they're like quite a good cup team. They obviously do well in cup competitions, but I've put them 10th, and good luck to them next season. Now, next up is Oldham Athletic, a club that play obviously just around Manchester. A decent club, some decent fans from Oldham Athletic. They finished 19th last season. They didn't do very well. I think they're going to do very similar this season, but slightly better. I've gone for 18th for Oldham Athletic. I think they're a decent club, very capable of pushing into the top half, but I put them to finish 18th just purely on the fact that they didn't do very well last season. Now, next up is Port Vale, one of the clubs in this division with some of the most passionate fans. They're really loud, the Port Vale fans. Fair play to them. They just missed out on the playoffs last season. They finished 8th, so that's unlucky. I think there's going to be a very similar story this season. I put Port Vale to finish 9th, but very capable of pushing into that playoffs. But yeah, just missing out in my opinion. 9th place for Port Vale. Now, next up is Salford City, who've obviously had a fun time over the last couple of years shooting up through the divisions, backed by the class of 92 with the money that they've got. They've obviously done very well for themselves, and they've got the most money in this division out of all the teams, as far as I'm aware, unless I'm wrong. But I think they're just going to win the league. I think they are. I think they're going to finish first. Fair play to Salford. Some of their fans are loyal fans that have been there for ages, so fair play to those. It irritates me that that money's changing football. You know, it's not how it should be. You should win purely because of class, but it's money that's carrying them, so fair play to the Salford fans. They've been a bit lucky with the owners that they've got, but yeah, they're going to win the league in my opinion. I just don't think that any team's going to match up to them. First place for Salford City. Now, next up is Scunthorpe United, who I was very surprised by last season. For me, Scunthorpe United are actually a very decent club. I remember when I was growing up, they were always in the Championship or League 1. So to see them battling at the bottom of League 2 last season really surprised me. This season, I think they're going to finish 17th, so slightly higher than last season where they finished 20th. But yeah, for me, I think Scunthorpe United are a club that could be doing much better than that. So good luck to them next season. Now, next up is Southend United, who had an abysmal season in League 1 last season. I got to see them twice because they played Coventry twice last season, and I thought they were really awful. They only picked up a handful of wins, so it's a sad state of affairs for the Southend fans, and I think they're actually going to do quite poor this season as well. I've put Southend 19th. I just think they're going to struggle. I think they'll stay up. They're not bad enough to go down because only 2 teams go down, but I think they're going to struggle. 19th place. Now next up is Stevenage, a team that can count themselves lucky being in the division this season. They were very poor last season and only stayed up because only one team went down. First of all, Bury counted as one of the teams that was going out of the Football League. Then Macclesfield had a points deduction, which meant that they actually dropped below Stevenage, and Stevenage actually stayed up last season despite only winning 3 games. That is shocking. They really need to change things over the summer. I hope they can, but I don't think they will. I think they're going to go down 24th place, purely off the fact that they were so bad last season. I think they're going to finish bottom this season, 24th. Now next up is Tranmere Rovers, a very decent club in this division, some of the best fans, one of the best stadiums as well, Prenton Park. Obviously the pitch was a bit ropey last season, but the stadium itself is really, really good. Passionate fans as well. I think they're going to have a good season. They're a big club for this division. Last time they were in this division they went up through the playoffs. I think they're going to finish in the playoffs this season as well. 6th place for Tranmere Rovers. And the last team in this division is Walsall Football Club, the West Midlands team that play at the Best Scott Stadium. I think they're going to finish mid-table, 12th for me. I think Walsall are very sort of capable of getting into the top half, but they're very, you know, they've shown that they can drop into the bottom half of this division. They weren't very strong last season as well. So good luck to Walsall, but I think they're going to finish right bang in the middle, 12th. That actually wraps up today's video then, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you have enjoyed the video, and make sure to leave a comment down below if you do want me to do League 2 content, because obviously I've been covering Championship content because that's where Coventry City are, but if I've got enough interest I will do a bit more League 2 content. I'll see you all in the next video, guys. Peace out.